Greater than I gave them my heart, both of them. My boyfriend, Brian, the one who swore he'd never hurt me, and my best friend, Shiku, the one who knew every corner of my soul. I trusted them with my laughter, my secrets, my dreams. But they shared something behind my back. A kiss, a lie, and a betrayal that changed everything. But I didn't break. I built. This is not just a story of heartbreak, it's a story of becoming. My name is Nia. I come from a small town, the kind where you can't sneeze without your neighbor saying, "Bless you," from their window. I lived with my aunt after my parents passed. Life was simple: school, home, and once in a while, helping out at her charcoal stall. I met Brian on a rainy afternoon. My slipper broke while I was crossing the muddy road near the market. He stopped his motorbike, smiled, and said, "Hop on. That rain doesn't care how pretty you are." That was the first time someone called me pretty and meant it. We talked, laughed, and before long, we became inseparable. Every girl in the estate knew Brian. But he said I was different, special, and I believed him. Shiku had been my friend since childhood. She knew how much I had struggled. She knew how many nights I cried myself to sleep after my mom died. And she knew how happy Brian made me. I told her everything, from our late-night chats to the way he kissed my forehead before dropping me home. She always cheered me on. "You two are so perfect," she'd say. But sometimes, her eyes said something else. Something quiet, jealous. I brushed it off. After all, Shiku was like a sister to me. Or so I thought. Greater than a few months into my relationship, things started shifting. Brian stopped replying as fast. He began canceling plans last minute. "Busy with customers," he'd say. And Shiku? She started looking different. New lipstick, tight clothes, borrowing my dresses, and keeping them longer than usual. One day I walked in on her laughing too hard at a text. When I peeked at her phone, she quickly turned off the screen. The contact name? Plumber Man. She didn't even have a broken sink. That night, I couldn't sleep. My instincts were screaming. So I decided to follow them. I told Shiku I was going to visit my aunt in another town. Then I stayed behind. I saw Brian's motorbike parked near the old shop that had been closed for years. I crept closer. And there they were. Brian had his arms around Shiku. Her fingers played with his chain. They were laughing, flirting. Then they kissed. I stood frozen, not just because of the betrayal, but because they looked comfortable. Like it wasn't their first time. Like I was the stranger. Greater than I stepped out. They both jumped. "Nia?" Shiku had the audacity to say, "It's not what it looks like." Brian just looked away. My voice shook. "How long?" Silence. "How long have you been lying to me?" Shiku rolled her eyes. "Maybe if you weren't so soft, he wouldn't be bored." Brian, the man who once said I was the most beautiful thing that ever happened to him, just said, "She's right." That broke me more than anything. I didn't cry. I just turned and walked away. The next few weeks were dark. I barely ate. Music felt like noise. I avoided the market, the town square. Even my aunt noticed. "Don't let pain steal your fire," she told me one evening. And that night, I sat with myself and decided, I won't let their betrayal define me. I'll rebuild. Greater than I took the cash 3,000 I had saved for Brian's birthday. I bought flour, sugar, oil, and made mandazis. My aunt gave me a spot outside her shop. I started small, but people loved them. Nia's Golden Bites, sweet, crispy, with a secret spice blend I created myself. I made a name, a brand, and more than anything, I made peace with myself. I changed my wardrobe, fixed my posture, started walking like I deserved to take up space. I wasn't just healing, I was transforming. One afternoon, as I was counting my cash, I saw Brian standing across the road. He looked tired, like life had knocked the wind out of him. He crossed the street. "Nia," he began, "I've made mistakes." I kept counting. "Shiku left," he added. Said I wasn't ambitious enough. I looked up, calm. "I'm not surprised," I said. "She only wanted to win, not to love." He reached for my hand. "I miss us." I pulled my hand away. "You don't miss me, you miss the peace I brought you. And peace doesn't live where it's not respected." Then I smiled, and served my next customer. Love isn't about how someone makes you feel when they want you. It's about how they treat you when you trust them. I learned that sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones sharpening the knives. But I also learned that betrayal doesn't end you. It births you. So if you're listening, and you've been betrayed, don't stay down. Cry, yes, but after that, get up. Build your stall. Find your power. And when they come crawling back, remember, you're not the same girl who got hurt. You're the woman who rose.
Thank you so much for watching this story all the way to the end. It means a lot to me, and I hope it touched your heart in some way. If you felt something, whether it was pain, strength, or hope, please don't forget to give this video a like. Leave a comment below and tell me how this story made you feel. I read every single one of them. And if you want more powerful, emotional stories just like this, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss an upload. Your support keeps me going, and I can't wait to share the next chapter with you. Until next time, stay strong, stay true, and keep believing in your worth.